So I want to share with you some other data, because we've all heard about how utilization you hear numbers 10%, 20%, 40%, whatnot. I've been suspicious of that. And because what we've been looking at is the output of a UPS. If the utilization is as high as some people say it is, the output of the UPS ought to go up and down during the course of the day. Now, obviously, some places that does occur, but it's very unusual. And we presented information on this in previous symposiums, and it's absolutely flat, maybe a 1% variation. So this is the first data that I've actually gotten as to actual utilization. And maybe in the future, we'll have additional data. And this is it. What we see here is the server population, 54% of the population had a utilization of less than 0.6%. That's comatose. The only thing going on here is network updates and backup and disaster recovery and whatnot. Another 24% of the population had a average utilization of 4.8%. 22% had a utilization of 27.8%. Well, we might have some numbers like this, but let's look at the next slide. And this is the peak utilization. So the servers that were most utilized, the peak utilization was still only 43%, and that was only for 6.1 hours a day. Clearly, these servers are not working most of the day. And then you can see what it needs for major improvement. This is terrible. If we built a manufacturing plant and had this kind of utilization, we would be fired. No doubt about it. Let's look further. Minimum utilization, at least in the not great, it's better than you would think. But in the other cases, it's just not great. Now, here's the catcher. Let's look at the power. Power didn't change. Now, at least on this middle category and on the comatose, why can't we turn on the power saving feature? Why do we we've been talking about this for years, but we still don't use the power saving feature, which is why the UPS energy consumption is flat. So, what should I do today? Number one, go out and kill those comatose servers. Next year, we're going to do the server thing again, the roundup again. I hope we get 100,000 or 200,000. It's out there. If you're building a new data center and you're trying to figure out how big a one to build, the first thing you need to do is get rid of those comatose servers so you don't size in what's already obsolete. And then, of course, you need to consolidate and virtualize. And the next one, this is practically free. Buy more energy efficient power supplies. All the people that we have heard here today, this week, that have cut their energy consumption significantly, the first thing they do is buy more energy efficient power supplies. That by itself will reduce by the energy consumption by 20%, and then it reduces the need to cool it and the need to power it. So it's like, and the incremental cost for this, particularly if all of us would demand it and get the cost down, the parts cost to do this is under $2 or $3 and a 20% savings. And then why don't we use why don't we turn these power saving features on? So that, particularly in test area and development area, why don't we, since that inherently is a workload that's not active, why not in that area at least turn on the power saving feature so it's not used, the energy consumption goes down.
So one example, Winston Saunders of Intel told me recently that they have new servers now that at idle will use 20% of their maximum power use. So they've almost solved this problem of energy proportional computing, but if you turn off the power saving features, obviously you don't get anywhere near that good performance.